Hi, this is Randy. Good morning, and I'm making my fifth podcast for Common Sense and Ramblings in America. Today I wish to discuss impeachment. Impeachment of the President of the United States. On January the 6th, Congress was in session to finalize the Electoral College vote and nominate, or should I say, declare Biden as the President of the United States. They were in the process of doing this while President Trump was giving a speech to discuss um, the electoral vote process and the electoral fraud during the election of November the 3rd, 2020. He had several hundred thousand people there in attendance for his speech and to support him and to show that they were unhappy with the whole process. During this time, riots ensued and interrupted the process in Congress. Several hundred people invaded the Capitol building, and at the time, reportedly 5 people were killed or died during the process. But in fact, only one person was actually killed in the riots, and that was 35-year-old Ashley Babbitt, who was shot by Metro Police, which is now part of an ongoing investigation. And the police officer involved has been suspended until the hearings. It was also reported that a Metro police officer was killed, hit on the head by a fire extinguisher. That has since proven to be false. Brian Sisnick died of a stroke, which was unrelated to the incident. He was on guard at that time on the Capitol, but he died of a stroke on the 7th, the next day. 3 other people were reported to have died during this time, but they also died of other issues. They were nowhere related or anywhere near the Capitol building when they died. So in essence, only one person died, and that was not a person that was killed by the rioters. It was killed by a police officer. So all these things that you've been hearing about, all these people dying during the Capitol rioting, is false. Only one person actually died, and it was killed. That person was killed by a cop. So there's still a lot of issues going on. Now they're trying to try President Trump and actually impeach him. They did the process before he was out of office, so technically they can do that. But the Senate delayed the hearing process until President Trump left office on January the 20th. So now Biden is our president, and according to our our Constitution, and Article 2, Section 4, the President and Vice President and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. The key word is removed from office. President Trump is no longer in office. He is actually a private citizen, albeit a private citizen that was our president. He's been accused of incitement of insurrection, which is actually a capital crime for the speeches he gave, or speech he gave, should I say, on January the 6th. Like I said, while he was giving this speech, they had already started, before he even finished it, the rioting. It has since been found upon investigation that this was planned out weeks in advance. There was actually pipe bombs laid in the process the day before, but the plans had been made way in advance of the actual rioting. So the statement that made by the House of Representatives and Pelosi that he incited the riot is erroneous. Right now, we're in the process of the impeachment process. It was voted in the Senate that it was constitutional by 56 to 44 vote. So they are in the process of doing this. But unfortunately, they need a 2/3 vote to actually impeach him, or not should I impeach him, but actually convict him of the impeachment process. Which there's no way they're going to have those numbers. Well, should I say, hopefully they'll not have those numbers. So we're in the middle of this. So during this time, no actual business can be conducted in Congress, which is a good thing because Biden has done enough damage with over 40 executive orders, which is basically, he's declared a dictatorship in this country. Congress has not even been involved in any kind of these decisions, and our Supreme Court hasn't ruled in any of these executive orders either. When President Trump was in office, he did a couple executive orders, and the Supreme Court immediately ruled that they were unconstitutional. So why is President Biden getting a pass on this? I don't know. So we are in the middle waiting right now. This country is greatly divided because of this process. Biden said in his inaugural address that he wished to bring the country back together again. But all he has done while he has been in office is divide the country further. He stated he wanted to create millions of new jobs, and all he's done is destroy existing jobs and undo all the things that President Trump did. It seems to be that is his goal. No matter what damage it does to the country, he wishes to do this. He has the power, or should I say, the ability to tell Congress to stop this whole process, that we need to just bring the country back together again. But Congress, or should I say the Democrats in Congress, have such a great hatred and fear of ex-President Trump that they're proceeding with this. They're trying to do a censorship as well on him. So if these things were to actually happen, and he was actually found guilty of this, he would not be allowed to run for office again. But the thing is, the whole process is unconstitutional. There's been a great deal of discussion about this. There's people on both sides of the fence. But the people that say it is constitutional have an agenda, and they are definitely pro-Biden, pro-Democrat, pro-liberal, and anti-Trump. So what they say really has to be taken with a grain of salt. But I just read to you right out of the Constitution, Article 2, Section 4. And it states you have to be in office. Okay? So if they would have proceeded with this impeachment, and the Senate had followed through and done this before he had been removed from office, he left office on the 20th, and Biden took over, yes, it would have been constitutional. But they changed, but they decided not to do this. They decided to hold off until the actual documents were not even delivered to the Senate until after the 20th. So this whole process is nothing more than an attempt to prevent Trump from running again or serving in office, and also to take away, to distract people from what's going on in this country, which is basically the individual is losing his rights. The government is attacking our First Amendment rights, and they're attacking our Second Amendment rights, and pretty much anything else they want to do. So we have to fight, and I know this is not insurrection that I'm saying, but we do have to fight for our rights. We have to continue to follow and monitor the actions taken by the Democrats, and we have to continue to push our congressmen to fight as well. They can't just roll over and play dead. So this is where we are right now. We're in a very greatly divided country with our borders open, and China is taking advantage of all of these distractions by basically just running through the world and taking over wherever they can. So America, we need to reunite, fight these issues, stop this nonsense, and get our country back. You guys be safe and have a great day. Thank you.